What's up guys, how's it going? My name is Zach Levin and today I'm going to be reviewing the Hoka Clifton 8. This is one of my favorite Cliftons in the lineup yet, but you're going to have to stick around to hear all the nitty gritty details of the shoe and if you should or should not buy this shoe. So let's jump right into it. Before we get into the review, I just have to get this out of the way. I am sponsored by Hoka, so this is slightly biased, but I want to say that it's less biased than it could be, because the reason I signed with Hoka is because I felt like I could do reviews and things like that genuinely out of my heart, and they give me free reign to say whatever I want and do whatever I want. So this is fully a review out of my heart. So if there's anything bad to say, I'll say it. And if there's anything good to say, I'll say it. So this is biased because I'm sponsored, but it's not because I'm telling you my honest opinions about this shoe. But let's jump right into this. Okay, so for starters, I'm gonna ramble off a couple of stats and just get this out of the way so that we can move into the fun, interesting review part of this video. But basically, this is a 24mm forefoot, 29mm heel, so it means it's a 5mm offset. Some people like it in the 12 range, some people like it in the 0 range, but this is kind of in the middle of the spectrum, so I think it's really great for most runners. On top of that, it weighs in at 8.8 ounces, so a rather medium weighted shoe. But considering how much cushion this shoe has, it's a lot of cushion for the weight. And so the cushion to weight ratio here is pretty good. I've run in a lot of shoes that are heavier with less cushion than this shoe. And then the final technical stat that you really need to know is that it comes in at $130, so not the cheapest, but not the most expensive. This is like a perfect price point for shoes these days. I feel like a lot of great shoes are coming in right around this price point. Okay, but now that we got all of this out of the way, let's move to a different location and talk more about the fun stuff around this shoe. So we're gonna start breaking down this shoe from the upper to the midsole to the outsole. Simple, the way I always do it, and that's how we're gonna go forward. Okay, so the upper on this shoe is actually one that I really love, but one that I find really interesting. I don't know how to put this completely, but basically the upper is made of this amazing mesh material that is really breathable, and it has this amazing liner inside that allows for you to run sockless and really just feel comfortable in the shoe. In the miles I've run in this shoe, I haven't yet found any gripes with the upper. The only thing that's kind of weird to me is just how cushioned the heel counter and the tongue really are. A lot more cushion than most tongues and heels that you'd feel. But as I ran in the shoe more, I came to love this upper and love how soft and cushioned it really was, because this kind of allowed your foot to just feel comfortable inside. Like, there are those shoes that just have that really minimal upper and it kind of feels like things are digging into your feet and feeling weird all the time. So as uppers go, I find this one to be one of the better ones that I've run in. Very comfortable, very breathable, and just generally great for all types of running. Next, let's move on to the midsole. So I ran a ton of miles in the last Clifton, the Clifton 7, although I didn't find the midsole to be as comfortable as I wanted it to. It's weird to say because I did run so many miles in them and it was really cushioned, but I felt like it was lacking this level of squish that I always loved in the Clifton. And I feel like the Clifton 8 has brought back that squish factor, and I'm really excited that they did. I feel that Hoka really took in the criticism of the last model and kept what was good and modified what was bad, and I feel like they did a great job of it. My biggest gripe with the last shoe, being as I love the Clifton lineup, is that the midsole was just a little bit too hard. It wasn't hard, it just wasn't as squishy as I would like it to be, because I feel like I always come to the Clifton wanting this extreme squish. Like, the only way I can say it is just squish, but really it's just this more supple feel than you can find anywhere else. And really, I feel like the Clifton 8 has brought that back. When I was running on the trails in Boulder, I felt like all the rocks were just disappearing under my foot. And when I ran onto the concrete, I really felt myself sinking into the pavement. And as great as this is, I do have to bring up the negative that this does make the shoe feel a little bit more laggy, I guess. It's not as fast as other shoes you've probably run in. Back in high school, I used to do all my running in these shoes, tempos, long runs, speed workouts, literally anything that you can think about. But these days, now that I have the Carbon X and the Rocket X and the Mach 4, if I was to do some speedier stuff, I'd probably pick a different shoe. And so if this was your only shoe, it might limit you in the tempo and workout kind of field. So for a long run, this is the perfect shoe. For an everyday run, this is a perfect shoe. But maybe for workouts, consider wearing something else. Or you're just gonna be, doing a little bit of resistance training, I guess. The final thing to talk about before we get to the conclusion is the outsole, and as you can tell, this shoe has an amazing rubberized outsole. There's tons of rubber on here in the places where you're going to contact the ground, and then a ton of foam in the places where you're not. And so what that does is it makes it light and fast while also giving you a ton of rubber so that you can run tons of miles in these shoes. Of all people, my friend Tyler Spears is a testament to putting miles on these shoes, and a lot of people say, oh, I don't know how far you can run in them. But Tyler's put like 500 to 700 miles in most of his Cliftons, and the rubber has held up and served the test of time. So all in all, the Clifton 8 is an incredible all-around trainer for anybody looking for a great do-it-all shoe. It's really the specialist in the easy runs, the recovery runs, the everyday runs, but it can get your tempo work and your speed work done. It's just not its specialty. So if you're going out for cross country, going out for track, about to run 10K, 5K, marathon, training for those things, this shoe will get it done. It's the perfect shoe for it. So if you're watching this video to see if you should buy it, I definitely advise the buy. I think it'll be worth it. It'll last a long time. And really this will prove its value through its cushion and through its build quality. And I think it's an incredible shoe. I'll have a link in the description to go buy it from the eSpace site, so if you're interested, please do. So that's all for today, so I hope that you enjoyed this review, and as usual, live happy, be healthy. Bye.